Hey, Namaskaram peeps, this is Harish from Melbourne Yatri. Welcome to another unboxing video. In this video, we're going to unbox my ATEM Mini Pro ISO that I've gone ahead and actually bought. As I was saying in the previous video, I was always looking for the ISO because I can individually record each camera angle and at the same time I can record the entire cut. So thereby, not only my editing is a bit faster, but at the same time, in case if I want to replace any clip or if I want to change an angle here and there, I'll be able to easily do it because I actually have the source files for all the angles that are getting recorded. So let's see what is there in the box. Trusty knife to go ahead and do that. As you can see, this is the ATEM Mini Pro ISO. Obviously, you're going to get the ATEM software control included along with this, and you can go ahead and do live streaming if you intend to do that. I don't intend to do live streaming currently, but maybe at some point of time I will start doing live streaming, once I get better at editing and doing stuff. The reason why I took the ATEM Mini Pro ISO and not the extreme versions of it, because the max I can always think of is just to hook on 3 cameras. I have the A7 Mark IV for my A-roll. I basically have my Panasonic G9 for my top-down shot, which you can actually see here on which the ATEM Mini Pro ISO is being displayed. And apart from this, max I'm going to connect my Action 4 if I'm able to connect to it, or an iPhone as a second or a third camera, and one will definitely be my laptop that's going to come in. So the max I'm going to just have is just 4 inputs. So this is more than enough for me. The other thing is this was actually running an offer in Video Guys for around $730. Usually on Amazon we get it for 800 plus. So I'm very much happy to go ahead and actually pick one. Luckily there was one available. Let me tell you, these are actually running out very fast like hotcakes. And there is a lot of competition from many other products. Like I've seen the OC Ghost Stream, if I'm not wrong, YOLO Live and all of that, but all of those do not do individual angle recording or individual HDMI input recording, and this one does, and that's the reason I actually want this. As you open the box, obviously what you can see is the paperwork that you get with that, some stickers, DaVinci Resolve. Am I getting a free download copy of that? No, just the regular one, just encouraging you to download. You're going to get a power supply wall socket brick, okay, and with the connector itself here, you're going to have multiple country. So I'm going to pick one, which is for Australia. That is this one. All I have to do is assemble into the main brick. So I just take this, put it in here, click it in. That's it. We're good. I'll remove this one apart, and there we go. That's it. That's all it's there. This is the ATEM Mini Pro ISO. Although it's a mouthful, it does a lot of work. You have the cable tie, which I'm going to just remove apart so that I can power it later on. Well, it does give you a pretty decent length of cable, if you can actually see here. So this is roughly should be around a meter plus of cable length from the power socket to end. The good thing is there is no on and off button for my ATEM. So as long as there is power supply, the ATEM Mini Pro ISO is going to keep on working. I'm very happy with that. That's something that I like. I know one thing that I'm going to compromise by going through the ATEM Mini Pro ISO route is that I'll not be getting a 4K input anymore. I'm going to make a next video why I bought this ATEM Mini Pro ISO when I was already having my per person's setup of having a Camlink and the Elgato mini switches. My biggest challenge has been with OBS, and I'll tell you in the next video what were the challenges that I actually faced, and because of which I had to go and actually buy this ATEM Mini Pro ISO. Invest in one of these. I wish I did this before. It basically has 2 mic inputs. So if you see from the left hand side, you actually have a power supply. That's where this one would actually go in. You would just put it in, and then you can just screw it. It's not going to yank out when you're actually trying to do online streaming or when you're trying to actually record stuff. You do basically have an ATEM controller or a TCP/IP port here. In case if you're having additional Blackmagic storage devices and stuff, and you run all of that in a network, you can actually go ahead and use the Ethernet TCP/IP port for that. You do have a USB port. You actually have one HDMI out. That's the other drawback of going to the Mini versus the Extreme. In Extreme, you would actually have 2 outs, one for program, one for viewing, but in this HDMI out you only have 1 out. You either use it for program or you use it for final output or a multi-view. I would be using it for multi-view by default, and then you're basically having 4 inputs. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, and then finally you're actually having 2 mics, mic 1 and mic 2. And in the front, going to have all these buttons up here. Now what I understand is I can actually use this USB out, which is a USB-C out, to go ahead and actually hook on my Samsung T5 SSD hard disk and actually record everything into the SSD. That's one of the reasons I actually bought this. And then long behold, this is what we actually have here, all the keys. So very straightforward layout. The buttons are pretty tactile if you actually ask me. They're good to press. Get a very positive feedback of pressing this button, so you know exactly what are there. And over a period of time, once you build the muscle memory, then your life becomes much more easier when you're trying to switch between them, right? I would most probably be on 1 and 2 because I have only 2 angles, and most probably my 3 or the 4 most probably will be my computer screen. You actually have all the mic inputs coming in here, on, off, in and out. Then you actually have the second mic input being here, on, off, in and out. And then you are actually having audio follows video. You have reset, on, off. And then this is basically everything got to do with, you know, video channel 1, video channel 2, channel 3, channel 4. So a lot of people from the switching world or streaming world would love to call it channel 1, 2, 3, 4. Because I was doing a lot of multicam editing before, I basically call it angles, different angles of camera. So this is angle 1, angle 2, angle 3, angle 4. They both basically mean the same. I mean, you call it a channel or angle, whatever is comfortable, you can do that. You usually have something to get in still or black, you know, introduced there. You have different picture-in-picture modes. You have on-off and where those picture-in-pictures are going to come. Left top, left bottom, right bottom. Very logically placed. Even the buttons itself. And you actually have cut, and then you have auto in terms of transitions between, you know, one angle to the other angle. Then I'm not sure what is FTB. I got to check that out. And then obviously you have video out and any kind of effects and mixes actually up here. There is chroma keying up here, you know, on and off of chroma keying. I'm not sure if any other keying is there. I got to basically download the companion software for this and try to do it. How do I set up with using my companion software is something that I'm going to show in the next video. And then this is with respect to, you know, recording and broadcasting. So on air is basically with respect to streaming. You can only stream to one site or one place, or if you can use the USB-C output to something like an OBS or eCam, then you can actually stream from there to multiple locations, or multiple other softwares are there to multi-stream. Sometimes, you know, you can use the on-air itself to go to one of the cloud-hosted multi-stream sites, and from there you can stream at the same time YouTube and Facebook and Instagram and Twitch and all the other locations. Whereas for disc recording, you simply have just a record and stop. Very happy with that. Simple keys, just get the job done. And I'm very much happy that I went this through route, because I thought this would be a little bit of flimsy hardware, but no, it's not. It does have a fan on the left hand side and on the right hand side. That means it has enough ventilation to whatever processing that is actually happening internally to this to be cooled up, and so that hardware is not getting heated up. You're not having the hardware actually shut off in middle of a stream or middle of a record. All in all, happy with this, and hopefully I can keep cranking up more content. Until the next video, take care, stay safe, peace.